Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Spider-Geddon, issue number 2. This picked up. But unfortunately, even though what I needed from this book, this issue number 2 of 5, was for the story to get amazing, all it did was spread out more. All right, we get to find out how all the Edge of Spider-Geddon start to tie in. Not all of them, but how some of them get to tie in. We see how the other ones are going to tie in. And that's really it. There is a death in here. It's not a great one. It's just one of those messed up things. No spoilers in that regard. Sorry, guys. But it's... Ooh. Anyway, let's really quick before we go more, let's go into who actually made this comic book. This is based on a story by Dan Slott. Yeah, he's been writing Spider-Man for about a decade now. Christos Gage is on writing. George Molina is the penciler. Jay Leiston, Craig Young, and Roberto Paggi are the inkers. David Curiel is on colors, and VC's Travis Lanham is on letters. The cover artist is George Molina, and there's a bunch of variant artists, including Ivan Chavane, Nick Bradshaw, and Rachel Rosenberg, and In-hyuk Lee, who did the connecting... Oh, there's a connecting variant. Okay, that's why it says connecting. Okay, and of course, Spider-Man, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. So, in this issue, you're going to see how Dr. Octopus goes from... Or Otto Octavius goes from Superior Octopus to Superior Spider-Man. It's not the greatest of reasons why. It's basically just, oh, my costume seems to be a little bit destroyed. Time to completely change my identity! Because, what, you're trying to make up for the fact that you're not actually a spider totem, so you're going to go full spider? It's not actually going to change anything. I'm hoping that there's no sacrifice in his part. I really don't want to see him turn to Superior Spider-Man just to get himself killed over something stupid. But they do establish that this really is, for the most part, his fault. However, ultimately, it's the fault of Peter Parker and basically weaklings, infidels, for not actually having the stones to just kill the Inheritors. The Inheritors come out, they're as cocky and pretentious as they've ever been. And realistically, there's just no story here. There's just further reason to hate these really self-righteous characters. All of them. They're all just so self-righteous. And I'm talking about the Inheritors in this part. They just got that typical attitude. There's absolutely zero reason to enjoy reading these characters. They're all just, oh, you're... Sister, you're more powerful than you think you are. You don't actually have to eat. The body has everything you need in that clone. You're just going by old habits. Fine, but I really want to eat, brother, as I'm simply destroying these things. They have no chance. They're insects. They're just gnats. No, they're spiders. They're spiders. Why would you make a comparison to a character that's already got a comparison made to? Just... None of this is really fun to read. It's cute seeing them run around and things like that, but again, there is no story here. I want it to be understood. The entire premise of what's happening here is Parker and a few others decided, let's not kill the Inheritors. Dr. Octopus decided to make some new cloning technology that used the Inheritors' original tech. The Inheritors are able to instantly reclone them freaking cells and instantly suck dry a spider. So there's no real sense that they're able to just teleport and go wherever they want to go to. Nothing's really explained. Even when they say, you can find out this explanation over... Okay, I read those comic books. And what you're basically doing here is not a great tie-in to those issues. So... saying to go and read, oh, this story happens like this? No, I don't think that means what you think it means. Just saying, go over here and read what happens next. I did read a lot of them. Some of them don't explain what happened next. So, what the frig? What the frig? I'm really trying to get into this story. I really am, but honestly, with the Inheritors... they're just such lame characters. They're really strong people who want to kill you, but not a single one... Between all of them put together, they don't have a thimble's worth of actual character integration. None of them actually mean anything. There's no way to really get into these characters. They're all just the same character. They're really way too powerful. They don't have any kind of personality. There's nothing redeeming about this character to help you to love them or help you to hate them or to love to hate them. Or you really can't look at these characters and not go, eh, eh. Like, who cares? Give me one reason why I should care about the Inheritors. They killed some of your favorites, but none of that really matters because in the very next universe, that character's back in some other way, shape, or form. Who cares? Who cares? You killed my Spider-Man Noir. It kind of sucks, but you weren't really doing anything with him anyway. You killed UK Spidey. I haven't been to the UK in about 4 years. But even during the time I was there then, I don't remember anybody saying they're UK Spidey, eh? Which was an Australian accent because I suck at accents. And that's the thing, man. That's the thing. I don't act like I'm really good at accents, all right? My accent will never become none of my silly little accents will ever become a super character in a comic book because I know that they suck. Likewise, the Inheritors allow me to explain those characters. Boring. There is one thing that's cool that's happened. For me, at least. For me. When did Spider-Gwen have a symbiote? Yeah, it's not explained in here, and to be perfectly honest, I've never read Spider-Gwen before, except in the most of the Inheritor stories, the original Spider-Verse. I read a whole bunch of tie-ins, and I just got so overwhelmed with being overwhelmed by absolutely nothing happening. Just, let's fight. We're being killed. We can't win. Retreat. Okay, let's regroup. Okay, let's go back in. Let's fight. No, we're being killed. Let's retreat. I got so sick and tired of watching that. I don't know how the story actually genuinely ended because, eventually they found a trick. Yeah, boring. Likewise is this boring. So, somebody might be like, I read Spider-Gwen all the time and she got that symbiote because cool, man, which means that the story's probably going to be even more boring for you than it was for me. That's right, as boring as this is for me, it's probably more boring for you if you know how and why Spider-Gwen got her symbiote. In the meantime, the Spider-Gwen thing towards the very end is actually the most important part of this entire comic book, and it doesn't really end giving you what's going on. It just says, go read another book. In which case, okay, I guess that review is next. But as far as this comic is concerned, it was okay. It wasn't bad. I wasn't insulted by it, but I wasn't entertained by this hardly at all. Again, that little bit with Spider-Gwen. There was really nothing in here that happened that was great. Karn is sitting there like, okay, guys, I will help you. And you'll go and do this stuff. And all of a sudden, one of the Inheritors shows up behind him. You shouldn't have done that, brother. Oh, so I see you're behind me, sister. Well, then, I guess we should fight. There's no reason to read any of this stuff. You know how you have, like, voices in your head? There's no reason to have a different voice for any of these characters, boy or girl, good guy or bad guy. They're all written extremely boring. And I know that there are going to be people who are writing this comic book who are pissed off that I'm saying this stuff. I'm going to half apologize. You apologize the other half by making the book interesting. Pretty please? I'm not happy at all with how this comic book is being written, how this title is being written. Not a single thing has actually jumped up and said, hey, Professor, check out this, though. Nothing. I'm really feeling anger inside. I feel like I've got some kind of issue welling up, and I'm psychoanalyzing, I'm internalizing. I don't notice anything. This is just not doing it for me. And it's sad, man. It's sad because this is an event. And I honestly sat back and thought, is it because there's too many events and especially too many spider events constantly? No, it's not even that, because I feel like I could get into this if there was something here to get into. It's just a boring comic book for me. It's a boring little mini event. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.